Hi everyone, this is Kayla, and I am sharing my first video today as a member of the YouTube team. I was on the blog team last term, but I have switched over to the YouTube team. And for my first layout, I wanted to focus on the sketch of the month for October. So I showed you a picture of the sketch at the beginning of the video, and you can see it online in the Click Facebook group. And I liked the sketch a lot, and I found a cut file in the ClipKit shop from fall 2017, or excuse me, it's fall leaves from November 2017. And I felt like that pretty much did all the work for me for the sketch because, as in the sketch, there is a diagonal line of flowers or foliage, whatever you'd like to use, and I felt like this cut file gave me that great diagonal start to my page. So I do want to use some mixed media in the background. So as you saw, I just took some white gesso and spread it across the page, mostly behind the cut file, where the cut file was going to go. And then I tried to find a bunch of products from my stash that matched the mixed media um, or excuse me, that match the colors in the paper I'm using here, which is number 7, and that's from Auburn Lane and is part of the main kit. And so I kind of wanted to do almost kind of like a rainbow effect, but it's not multicolored as far as traditional rainbow. It's just a rainbow of the colors in the paper. So the first product I used, that pink spray, was cotton candy. It's a Shimmers spritz. And the second one there was Candy Pink, and it is a creamies. And I'm currently using a gelato in the color Guava. And I just kind of keep playing along here. It takes me a while to get it to where I like it. I keep dabbing up the color, putting more color on, um, and just trying to get to the right pigmentation that I like. And I do use quite a bit of water on this, but I just make sure that I keep the water on the gesso part of the paper and it doesn't cause me any problems. So the color I just put down is Heidi Swap Color Shine in Coral. And you'll see right now it's not super pigmented. I kind of soak up a lot of it when I dab at it. And that's going to change. I decide as I keep going that nope, I want more color. So I have added another gelato here in Metallic Melon, and I'm working to get that as best I can. And there I go, I just start spritzing the Coral Heidi Shine right onto the paper because, again, I'm like, this isn't as colorful as I wanted it to be. And for the gelatos, I have been wetting the ends. I think you might have seen in the video where I put some water down and rubbed it in the water and then also sprayed the paper with water. It helps kind of keep some of the streak. I still have marks where you can see where I've colored on there, but as soon as you add some water, it dissolves and starts dripping just like the spray does. And then a side note for the creamies, the paint in the little jar there, those come hard and you have to add water to wet them. And if you spray them and let them sit for a little bit, they become a lot creamier and pigmented than if you were to just spray it and immediately start using it. Now, on the other hand, we have this one that I'm using right now. Is also a Shimmers product, and it is called Christmas Cheer, and it actually comes already as a paint. I am still slightly new to Shimmers, but from what I've seen online, the Christmas Cheer, the gold color there, is one of their more like original paints, I should say. And I'm kind of going fast here with the next couple, but I added another gelato in iced cappuccino, and then Heidi Swap spray in tea, and then another spritz from Shimmers called Truffle, and then the last one there in the corner, that gray one, is a Heidi Shine tinsel. And so that should be all of the colors I've used there. And then now I'm really just kind of going to town. Just sprayed a whole bunch, kept swirling it around until I finally got to where I liked it. So I set that off to the side to dry, and now I want to kind of spruce up the leaves here instead of leaving it white. So I've got a Nuvo glue pen there, and this is really easy. You just go on and start painting or drawing the glue onto the shape. And what's nice about this glue is it will dry tacky, so you can adhere gold foil, embossing powder, things like that. So I'm showing you right there that it's very tacky even though it's dry still. And so I'm taking some of the Nuvo gilding flakes, and all you have to do with this is just rub it on with your finger as I'm doing so here. I will say though that you want to have a fairly clean surface when you're doing this, but that being said, it's pretty much like glitter where it will get all over the place. So just be prepared for that. If you don't really like that mess, you may want to try and figure something out to make it so it's a little more contained. But it's really easy, and a little goes a long way. And so as you saw, I was just scrubbing my finger on there, and then off camera I took the time to kind of clean it up a little bit. And I didn't do the glue application perfectly, but I was okay with that, and I knew that it wouldn't be perfect. So the gilding flakes didn't stick to the entire paper. There's some spots here or there. If that bothers you, you can go back over it with the pen and just add more glue, wait for it to dry, and add some more gilding flakes. Or you can just, apply it more carefully at the beginning as well. But I was okay with the messy look. So I decided for the leaves, I kind of wanted to just add just a little bit extra to them. So I do go ahead and back them with vellum, as I've done here. And then I go ahead and fussy cut the vellum out so that only the leaves are backed. It's gonna look like I didn't even do it on screen. You can kind of tell there when it's not glued down, but on camera it was really hard for me to pick up the fact that it was backed with vellum once I glued it down. So you may not see it on camera, but there are some close-ups at the end where you'll see that you can really tell when I have some close-ups. And in person, you can see it a lot better as well. So just trust me that it is there, and when it's not on screen, it actually looks really nice. It's a nice effect. I thought about popping up all the leaves, but I really did not want to cut all those skinny pieces of foam to try and glue to the cut file and pop it up. So I just glued it straight to the paper. And I'm just taking my time here, gluing it piece by piece. I don't show you the whole thing, but I did want to just show you that I'm just using regular old glue, and then the frame of the cut file I cut off so it doesn't look like a box of leaves. It just looks kind of more organic without being all connected with the white strips. And I'll move on here shortly, so don't worry, you don't have to watch the whole thing, like I said, but I just wanted to show a little bit of my process, and I just used the frames as a way to help guide me to where to glue them, but just made sure to cut them off once I was done. So because of all the leaves, I decided to use this picture of my husband and I from, oh goodness, probably like 6 years ago. It was our engagement pictures. And I just thought the colors and the leaves looked really nice with the colors of the kit and obviously the leaves in the cut file. And I did point out there that the red maroonish strip off to the side of my paper with the little leaves is those are the cut aparts from the exclusive printable sheet that we get in each month's kit. So if you're not aware, Click Kits each month has an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper in their main kit that has exclusive die cuts that you can cut out yourself. But Click Kits does print the sheet off and include in the kit for you. So if you don't have a quality printer, they do print that off, which I think is a really nice feature. And then same for the Traveler's Notebook kit, except it's only a 5x7 piece of paper versus the 8.5 in the main kit. So here I'm just auditioning papers to back my photo, and um, I do just a few layers, but I felt like the background was really busy, I should say. The pattern paper is really busy, and then there's a lot of color and all of the gold going on in the cut file. So I wanted to use some solid, well, they're not all solid, but solid in appearance type um, papers. So you saw I thought about using that black and white stripe, but I thought it was too busy, and I felt like this side was a little bit more of a solid look and helped ground it. So once I get the paper cut here, I am going to tear one side, the right side of the photo, just to give it a little bit of texture and so it's not quite so clean cut. Excuse me, I'm sorry about that. And then I do go ahead and take my fingernail and run it just underneath each layer of the papers. So it gives it just a little bit of a ruffled edge without it being super torn. But I thought that would look nice with that one torn edge. And so I do that all the way around the maroon paper that's the base. And then I do go around the green layer that I did, as well as the little cut apart, that red strip from the cut apart sheet. And I decided that looks nice. So I wanted to do something in the title with either fall or autumn, and I found in this sheet is actually from the Traveler's Notebook sheet, the cut aparts, this hello that I thought was just really nice, and so I'm gonna have a pretty unoriginal title of just Hello Autumn. And I go ahead and pull out the letters in the main kit, and I cut most of it out, but as you could see initially, it was just way too busy to just put them straight onto the background. So I auditioned some more papers and found what I thought was a solid enough paper to go ahead and attach to that green paper there that's also in the main kit. And along the bottom, I just did the same thing as I did on the right-hand side of the photo and just tore it to give it just a little bit something. And so I go ahead and glue this right down to the actual paper. I pull it up because it wasn't quite straight enough and get it down where I want it. And then I do add some just regular old craft foam from Walmart. You get a big pack for like $5. Missy Wynn uses a lot. I know really just a lot of crafters use it, just generic craft foam. And I go ahead and glue that to my photo so that that can be popped up. And then I also did add a piece of foam to the Hello die cut to pop that up as well. It's a little hard to see straight on as it is right now, but it is popped up. And then the rest of the video is really just me being indecisive and trying to embellish the paper or the layout. So I pull some of the die cuts from the die cut pack from the main kit, and I'm using the sticker sheet that's also in the main kit. The little spot off to the right hand side there, I plan to use as a journaling spot. I don't actually end up writing anything in it before the end of the video because I couldn't find my slick writer because it is a slick surface. But I do plan to just add a little bit of journaling about how it was our engagement pictures and it was beautiful out and the date, things like that. So I added these stickers from the sticker sheet, and I'm not sure if they're supposed to be pears or gourds, but to me they look like gourds or squash or pumpkin, something fall related. So I do go ahead and add those there, and I like the colors as well. And the big sticker that has 4 of them I kind of cut apart because that white one just looked, it was sitting too high up for the way I had them in a line there, so I cut them apart and just made it look like they were supposed to be like that. And then I'm sticking on some of these die cuts again from the cut apart sheet in the main kit, and I really like them, so I wish that we would have had more than 4 on the sheet. But I did go ahead and cut all 4 of them up and stick them on the layout. And I did stick that tag behind my photo and the like pumpkin gourd stickers, whatever they are, um, with the intention of putting a little bit of twine at the top of the tag, and I forget to do that. So those are the only 2 things I need to do before I put it in my album, is add a little bit of twine to that tag, and then add my journaling once I find my slick writer that I can use. And again, I'm just trying to balance everything a little bit. I feel like the journaling spot is way too low, so I do end up pulling that up and shifting it up higher. Um, and yeah, again, it's just me kind of fumbling around here trying to figure out what I want to do. So I really liked this green die cut from the embellishment pack, but I just felt like I didn't want the whole circle. So I do go ahead and cut it in half and use that as a nice way to add a little bit of green to the right hand side of the photo, since I've got some of it going on the other side and the bottom. And just getting stuff glued down. And I do, the main embellishment pack in the main kit didn't have any more of the sprigs like that were on the die cut sheet, but I do get the Traveler's Notebook kit every month, and it had the floral embellishment pack from Auburn Lane in the TN kit. So I went ahead and went in there and grabbed some of the sprigs to add to the bottom right hand corner of my page, or my photo, excuse me, so that I could go ahead and have 3 different spots that have that kind of sprig look going on. And I end up actually making it up to 5 because I add one at the bottom there next to the sticker that is my subtitle that says something to the effect of "See the beauty all around," or something to that effect, from the sticker sheet. And then I add a gold one up to this cluster up here just to add a little bit more metallic going on, because I feel like I've got the big spot up in the left hand corner and then a littler spot down in the right hand corner, bottom right hand corner. So I wanted to add kind of a third pop of gold, even though it's nowhere near as amount of gold as the rest of the leaves. And I'm just about done here, gluing the last few things down, and I just feel like it just needs a little something extra to kind of help ground it and give it a little bit more weight, I guess you could say. So I start going back through the papers and kind of auditioning them again, trying to find a dark, somewhat solid pattern that I can kind of anchor the page with. And so I'm kind of going through the 12 by 12 papers. I end up coming across and liking the wood green one, but I don't want to waste the whole 12 by 12 paper. So again, I get the Traveler's Notebook kit, and I got some of the 6 by 8 paper pad from Auburn Lane that had the wood green print in it. So I went ahead and used that on the bottom and the top of my page. So like I said, I didn't feel like I was wasting a whole 12 by 12 paper if I wanted to use it as a background. And so I just tear a little bit of the corner there, line it up, and then glue it down. And once it gets glued down, I just trim off the excess in the back so there's not a ton left. So basically I'm just adding a tiny little strip to the exposed paper now because I tore some of it. And I'm sorry I'm a little off screen there, but at the end here you'll see the full effect of it. And then I do the same thing up in the top right hand corner, but just make it a little bit smaller because there's not as much open space up there from the leaves. And again, just glue that down. And I'm really glad that I did that because I think it really adds a lot to the paper, or to the layout, excuse me. I just think it helps kind of ground it and give it a little bit more, yeah, grounding. So here's the final layout. I hope you enjoyed my first layout with the YouTube team, and pictures are coming up, and I'll be back next week with another video. Thank you. Bye.